Namaskar to everybody. Good evening. I'm Sanjay Mansukhani, one of the founder members of Millionaire Mindset Community. A very, very warm welcome to each one of you. Can I request all of you to please keep your mics on mute? So please keep yourself muted. This is a special occasion today. We are officially launching the first basic program on Samkhya Darshan. Samkhya happens to be the first philosophy from this country based on the Vedas by Kapila Muni, and it is considered to be the best and most complete philosophy ever written in the world. And even today, top scientists of the world refer to it for their work on particle physics, quantum mechanics, quantum particles. And once you understand this in depth, you might even have a doubt that Einstein has used this work on his theories on light, gravity, and E is equal to mc square equation also. Today, we are very fortunate to have a very learned man amongst us. He's a good dear friend of mine. He is Dr. T.K. Gunashekar. He holds a Ph.D. in highway engineering and is a former scientist and inventor. I think he has 5 inventions to his name. He's a distinguished trainer. He has served as a professor in several reputed engineering colleges. Is an avid reader. He explores various topics, particularly the psychology of leadership and spirituality, with a special focus on ancient Bharatiya knowledge systems. He is dedicated to studying and developing methods to apply esoteric truths to daily life. Dr. Gunashekar possesses a sharp intellect that challenges conventional orthodoxy, aiming to liberate the essential teachings of ancient texts for practical daily application. Special attention has to be paid to the word liberate. Liberate the essential teachings of ancient texts for practical daily applications. This is the need of the hour. And in this current lecture series on Samkhya, Dr. Gunashekar explores the origin and presents arguments as to why Samkhya is considered the highest philosophy. He explains the principles behind the system and how it could hold the secrets of the universe and our existence. The series addresses concepts of bondage and freedom, which are often grossly misunderstood. Dr. Gunashekar draws inspiration from his own self-study and various online resources, to which he owes deep gratitude for his understanding of Samkhya. I will give a warning, if somebody's audio plays out of turn, I will have no option but to remove him straight away from this program. Okay? Yeah, so please kindly welcome with the deepest gratitude in your hearts, Dr. Gunashekar, so that he can begin his presentation before all of us. Yes, Dr. Gunashekar, you're welcome.
Please mute everyone.
Yeah, and very good evening to each one of you. In fact, it is a big privilege to talk on a subject which is probably called as the only philosophy in the world. There is no philosophy greater than Samkhya. So, before I begin, can most of you show up on your video, please, so that I can see your lovely face and see how many of you are going to be interested in Samkhya? Can I have a look at your... Okay. Thank you, all great beings. One thing we should all acknowledge is each one of you is a great being. That is what you get from Samkhya. Samkhya has deep respect for the individual. So I'll be taking you through a series of PowerPoint presentation slides. I'll go a little bit slow so that you catch up on the insights of Samkhya. And as you listen to it, as you watch the slides, there will be some questions that will arise in your mind, very rightful questions. The questions will come from your heart, because this is not an ordinary subject. It's not about politics. It's not about opinion. It's about esoteric, insight, mystical, mysterious truths of the universe. It talks so fundamental, so basic, but at the same time, it's graspable to people. But once you start grasping it, it will draw you into its web. And there is no escape from it until you get liberated. That is the profoundness of Samkhya. So friends, Before I begin, I must pay my respects to the great Muni, a great Rishi, Kapila Muni, for having given us this scientific exposition of what it means to be an individual and what is liberation. How was this world created? As Sanjay said, my basic learning is engineering. And I loved physics right from the beginning. And I wanted to be a doctorate because that was when I was young. Sir C.V. Raman won the Nobel Prize. His name was Dr. C.V. Raman. And every one of the scientists had a doctor beside me. Unfortunately, when I was young, I thought it was a medical doctor. So I wanted to become a doctor, medical doctor. Later only I came to know it's a Ph.D. in whatever science they do. So in a way, all these great scientists, physicists, Niels Bohr, Dr. Albert Einstein, we have our great Newton, all inspired me. I should constantly gaze at the stars, wonder what they are. Each one of us would have done it in our lifetime, gazing at the stars, lying on the roof and looking at the stars. So those are all wonderful moments. So with that, respects to our great Rishi, I'll start the slide sharing. Okay, there we go. Samkhya Darshan. Please do not get confused about one place I use M and the other place I use N. Both are the same. And I will explain to what the difference, though it is not a difference, as I go with the presentation. So Samkhya Darshan, an exploration of the principles of Samkhya. So about Samkhya, what does it mean? Why Samkhya? We have heard so many sciences, spiritual sciences like Yoga Sutras, we have heard about Gita, we have heard Upanishads, but very fascinatingly we have heard about this word called Samkhya. If some of you have gone through the Gita, Krishna elaborates on Samkhya. He mentions Samkhya in the second chapter. So that is somewhere we hear it a little. He talks about Prakriti, he talks about the character of man, and why Arjuna, even if he is going to run away, his Prakriti will bring him back to war. And that secret we'll learn it in, you'll see why he said it in Samkhya. So what is the speciality of it? How is it special from other philosophies? I have read Greek philosophy. I have read Plato. I have read about Aristotle and about Stoicism, about Marcus Aurelius. I have read them. But where Samkhya is so comprehensive. So we look at why it's special. And also we look at the historical perspective of knowledge systems. Friends, being in this country itself is a blessing, a great blessing. To be born in this land is a great blessing. Because the kind of knowledge systems it has still preserved, not destroyed by any other invader. We are the only nation that has survived with our knowledge systems. And it is intact. We might have lost many things, but our rishis and munis and the current experts on the science have still retained that profundity of the knowledge systems. So we'll have a brief look at the knowledge system. So we will look at the 6 orthodox knowledge systems. Plus you can add another 3 about the Bauddha, Buddhist, Jaina, and Charvaka. Then it becomes totally 9. Why is it called so? Why is Samkhya called as Samkhya? Why not any other name? So importance or uniqueness of Samkhya. Now stay in tune with me. I'm going to set the trend. How you should listen to Samkhya. What is the importance that we can give to Samkhya in our life? It's an esoteric science that bridges science and religion. Because most of the time there is always a conflict. Take any religion that is born outside India. They have been questioned and they have been warned. Don't get into the frontiers of science. You be where you are. Don't mess with science. But it was not with Indian systems. All Indian systems of knowledge, they are extremely scientific. Maybe the interpretation with which the intricate interpretation that they give may vary, but you cannot say any of this our sciences as unscientific. It is a bridge. It's a profound philosophy that takes your inquiry to the great depths. Friends, I really stand by this word. The moment you start getting the tattvas, the 25 tattvas of Samkhya, You will see each one is a gem, it's a gold nugget, which you can explore in every aspect of your life, your subjective life as well as your objective life. Samkhya can make you explore not only persons, but also things, particles, objects. Everything falls inside its purview. It is prior to Big Bang of physics. Oh my God, this is one thing where I want to draw your attention, especially people who have read physics. Our whole life, the universe started with a Big Bang. So they have theories, the outcome of the theories, how they support Big Bang. So Big Bang started the entire universe. But Sankhya goes one step behind to say, what is the cause of Big Bang itself? We will come to that point a little later in Sankhya. But scientists will never say, how did this Big Bang happen? Where did it happen? Physics, if I'm not wrong, presupposes the existence of space already, and Big Bang happened inside space. But Sankhya explains to you how space is created. It will give you goosebumps. How it started. Friends, what is about Big Bang theory? Big Bang theory says that highly dense matter in a very small speck of the universe. The universe wasn't there, but speck somewhere, highly dense, highly heated up, just formed it went Big Bang, and then it created all this universe. But how did the planets get formed in circular shape? Okay, most of the explanations are not given by science, but they're doing a fairly good work. But Sankhya explains the fundamentals, how it came into place, how the universe started. Intellectually, you can see the synergy of the inner and the outer. This is the beauty of Sankhya. Sankhya tells you about certain principles by which you can understand yourself, your emotions, your state of being, and the outer world, and how it is interacting with you. And if you use that intelligence or the insight given by Sankhya, you can build a synergy. A synergy wherein you can dictate what you want in life. So that is one of the promises of Sankhya. It's the science of liberation. Like Sanjay mentioned, he drew your attention to liberation. Liberation. What is liberation? Yeah, true freedom. Liberation is not political liberation. It is not any liberation. It is not that you want to live a bindas life, that you carefree life. You don't get stoned out and you call it liberation. Liberation is true liberation. That means anything that you want to manifest, you can manifest. Anything you don't want to manifest, you will not manifest. You can be at the center of the universe. And that is what is liberation. Liberation is whatever liberation is, we understand. We understand liberation from the point of being inside the prison. But we have never looked at liberation or freedom, being an outsider. So the kind of prison we live in defines the liberation we want to achieve. It is, am I running away? I have pain, I don't want pain. I don't have love, I want love. That is not liberation. Liberation means you are the master of the universe. And Samkhya promises that. If you look at this the tattvas, you see that it promises true, pristine liberation that will touch every aspect of your life. You must have seen the enlightened masters like Gautam Buddha, like you have Raman Maharshi, you have Swami Vivekananda, you have Adi Shankara. You can reach up to that level. Whether we reach that in this lifetime or not, but I want to assure you that the journey will be exciting. It will be an exciting journey. It is almost like liberation. You will enjoy the journey so much. It is not based on any belief system. No prophet is going to tell you, do this and do that. Don't do that. I will stand for you. Nothing at all. Sankhya puts complete responsibility on yourself, on your greatness, on your inner strength, on your inner immanence that you are. It says you don't need any external system. In fact, Sankhya does not propose any system of God. It is a godless philosophy. But I'm telling that with a little caution, because ultimately we have to define God to say whether he is there or not. So Sankhya is not based on belief. It is not based on blind belief. So you can test it in yourself. Like Buddha said, you see this for yourself. So it is not based on any belief. It's not based on any book. It's not based on any prophet. Explains the macrocosm reflecting in microcosm for a comprehensive understanding. Friends, you will see that in the exploration of the tattvas, What constituted matter also constitutes you, except the one aspect which is different from matter, and that is consciousness. That you'll slowly explore. You will see that, like I say, explains the macrocosm reflecting in the microcosm. It means that what the world that exists outside also exists in you. And you are the creator of the world in a subjective sense. But if you go deeper into Samkhya, you will see that at the center of the universe, you become a person who can create the universe. Samkhya gives you the potential of being a Brahmarishi. You have heard about Brahmarishis who said, I will create a universe. It is possible. And how it is possible, when you look at the tattvas, you will get it. But how deep you have to go in Samkhya to achieve a Brahmarishi state is something which we can all explore. But meanwhile, let us enjoy this great science given by our great Muni Kapila Muni. Okay. Samkhya is called as the mother of Yoga Sutras. In fact, anybody who studies Yoga Sutras, he'll be able to understand Yoga Sutras if he has a very comprehensive understanding of Samkhya. Samkhya is the foundation on which Yoga Sutra stands. It has reference to Samkhya in almost every chapter. Samkhya is pure theory. Pure theory. It is said that you don't have to do anything. If we can just speculate, meditate on it, think about it, be obsessed with it, the tattvas, you will get liberated. No need of any practice. That is the promise of Samkhya. It is pure advice. You don't have to look anything. You straight, it shows you the path to this path just by intellectual exploration. And that is the foundation for Yoga Sutras. Now, what happens is most of us are not so intellectually sharp. They're not so intellectually gifted. So we have to shift to Yoga Sutras. Yoga Sutra is a practice. You do this, and slowly your intellect will start blossoming. And there's a beautiful blend between Samkhya and Yoga Sutras. So pure theory is Samkhya, and practice is Yoga Sutra. So it is said that there is no philosophy greater than Samkhya, and there is no greater practice than Yoga Sutra. In fact, with the guidance of Sanjay, we used to interact a lot. I went through the 195 sutras of Patanjali's Yoga Sutra. Amazing. Amazing. You will never be the same after going through these sutras. I am not the same. Like Sanjay said, after you read this, you will not be the same. Certainly, I am not the same. The kind of insights it takes you, it rejuvenates every cell of your body. It gets into every neuron of your brain, and that is the minuscule, the microscopic level to which these two sciences can take you. Samkhya and Yoga Sutras offer a complete system. Why I say a complete system? Because our life is, on one side, concept, the other side is practice. On one side is aspiration, the other side is experience. If you're looking at life in this way, Samkhya and Yoga Sutras offer you the best package. If you can read Samkhya Sutra in left hand and Yoga Sutras in right hand, the blend will be so beautiful that you'll see that it's a comprehensive, complete system. It answers, who am I? Why I suffer? How do I liberate myself? Most of us would have had this question, Who am I? We limit ourselves to the kind of definition that is given by the word, given by our near and dear ones, and we carry it with passion. And anybody strikes a little against it, we get worked up. That is who we think we are. That is who I am. But beyond that, there is something who you are. Who am I? And that is beautifully explained by Samkhya. Samkhya gets you face to face with this reality, that who you are. And it also tells about why I suffer. What is suffering? So it also classifies the kind of suffering that we go through. And the classification that Samkhya gives, it includes all kinds of suffering inside. So you get a comprehensive understanding of why I suffer, what is suffering itself, and how do I liberate myself. Like I mentioned in the earlier, a little earlier, liberation. What is liberation? You get it by reading Samkhya. And when you go through some of the meditative processes of Yoga Sutras, you actually touch that kind of liberation. It is like I touch the table here and I know it is real. You will get to know about what is liberation, not just as a gut feeling, but as a concrete experience, something you can touch. It is like touching silence. Sometimes you experience silence. When you go deep into the jungle, you experience silence. As if you can touch silence. Here you can touch liberty. You can experience liberty in its total form. It shows the final destination, yet enjoy creation. How nice it will be. We are all on a journey, but we don't know where we go, where we want to go. But Samkhya will define it for you. Samkhya will define the destination where you ought to be, because that is where you came from. Samkhya knows where you came from. That's why it tells you where you have to go. So it shows the final destination. And when we are going on the destination, you can enjoy. There is no need to give up anything. Till the last moment, last minute, you can enjoy whatever you are doing. So you can combine Bhog as well as Yog using the principles of the tattvas of Samkhya. So Bhog as well as Yoga. How wonderful, huh? You don't have to be an ascetic. You don't have to get away into the jungle. Samkhya, you can be in this world and really experience and enjoy life. At the same time, liberated from within, liberated inside. Nothing will stick to you. Not you stick to something else. So I mentioned you about knowledge systems. I mentioned here the 6 knowledge systems. These 6 knowledge systems, they accept the authority of the Vedas. But the beauty of our knowledge systems is, each knowledge system differs on certain aspects, but still they agree on certain fundamentals. That is the beauty of it. See, if any science has no conflicts, if any philosophy that has no conflicts, it is not a philosophy at all. It is at the confluence of 2 truths, there is conflict. And when the conflict is resolved personally by the human being who is reading it, then only liberation can happen. That is when you go beyond the scriptures, beyond what you are learning by your own experience. You see that these great scriptures actually, they don't differ much, but they are showing you different paths to different mentalities. So you have Nyaya, Vaiseshika, Sankhya, Yoga, Mimamsa, Vedanta, and the other 3 you can add is Buddhism, Jainism, and Charvak. Like the Epicureans of the Greek philosophy, you have Charvakas. They're also beautiful people. They say, there is God, you show me. If you don't show me, there is no God. They're pure people, straightforward people, They're also part of our system. They help us to enjoy life better. Sometimes when nothing works, God also lets us down. He says, Arey Baba, enjoy life as long as you are alive. So if you enjoy, in that process of enjoyment, we get a positive attitude so that we can come back to these philosophies and learn them better. Sankhya has no central God-like system. There's nothing like God created it. There's no Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara. Nothing at all. It talks on a different platform. But at the same time, in my personal experience, it is more godly than any other godly systems. There is no conflict between gods. But Sankhya has no central God like other systems. It's a pure philosophy. It doesn't deceive you in the name of God. It doesn't deceive you in the name of any prophet. It doesn't deceive you to tell some idea and rams it into your head. No. It clearly states and then it explains it. It is scientific. We'll come to that point a little later. Sage Kapila is the founder. He wrote the first Sankhya Sutra long back. He's a prehistoric. Sage Kapila. He wrote the Sankhya Sutras and we lost the Sankhya Sutra. We do not have the original Sankhya Sutra with us. The later, whatever works that is left with us is the work by the Sankhya Karikas by Ishwara Krishna. Okay. And we have a Bhashya on the same Karikas by Gaudapada. Then we have Vachaspati's Tattva Kaumudi. Then Vijnana Bhikshu's Sankhya Pravachana Bhashya Vritti. So Sage Kapila, the founder, Sankhya is mentioned in Gita and Upanishads. Say, Krishna tells, in the 10th chapter on divine glories, he says, among the luminaries, I am the sun. Among Rudra, I am Shankara. And he tells, among the great thinkers, I am Kapila Muni. So that tells you the greatness of Kapila Muni. In Krishna's view, the greatest thinker who ever walked on earth is Kapila Muni. So friends, we are looking at a very holy science that greatness works through the Sankhya system. Upanishads, in this Shvetashvatara Upanishad and Mahanarayana Upanishad, Sankhya is adequately mentioned. Especially this Shvetashvatara Upanishad, It is called as the Samkhya Upanishad. It is full of Samkhya. It only talks about Samkhya. And difficult to get it without a commentary. Most of this text, it's difficult to understand them without a commentary. Why? Why? Because whatever is explained in this text is not found in daily life, or we don't attribute it to daily life. Simple example I'll give you. Swimming. None of us would, without knowing swimming, will dare to jump into a well and learn swimming and get out. No, it doesn't work. But if we had a guy who knew swimming, he may not be an expert, but he takes you into water, holds you for some time, so that you know how to work with your hands and legs, keep you floating. Then after that, you can go on. That is what the commentary gives you. Commentary will not give you. Ultimately, friends, you should realize one thing. However great the commentary, unless that commentary resonates in your own intelligence, in your own intellect, in your own life, it is no commentary. Okay. So you have to imbibe it, and that text must happen inside you. And that is the facilitation that is done by a guru or a guru. Now, coming back to the fundamentals, we'll come to the nuts and bolts of what is Samkhya. The word Samkhya means number, enumeration of objects. Why Samkhya? Why just use the word Samkhya Darshan? Samkhya. In Hindu philosophy, numbers have a great respect. When we say 3, we always remember something 3. Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. When we talk about 1, we talk about one single God. So 9, we say 9 planets. So like that, Samkhya means number. It says, inside this 25 tattvas, inside these 25 numbers, the entire universe can be understood. The entire universe, how it is put together, where it originated, and how it functions, it is explained in this 25 tattvas. And beyond that, there is nothing to know about it. It is only an addition, multiplication, and permutation and combination of the 25 tattvas. But beyond that, there is no more to know about it. So by number, it has limited the entire understanding of the universe. That is why it is called as a Samkhya. It is enumeration of the basics of creation. Every tattva is a basic that gives you the essence of creation. So one can build on the basics into functioning, into explaining further manifestation. It's like you have Newton's laws of motion, 3 laws of motion. The first law on inertia, the second law on definition of force, the third on action reaction, which leads to rocketry. With these 3 laws, you can explain almost all the mechanics of movements on Earth. Like that, 25 tattvas will explain everything about the manifestation of the universe. Also, Sam means complete. Kya means knowledge. Complete knowledge. It gives you the complete essence of the whole creation. Creation of the matter universe, creation of the universe which consists of life forms that includes you. It gives you the right knowledge. Samyak Gnana. Samyak Gnana means perfect knowledge. That's why Samkhya is considered as the perfect philosophy. No higher philosophy than Samkhya. It's pure philosophy. Liberation through knowledge alone. Wherever I hear this, some of these videos, when I listen to them, one thing that is profound stands out is just by sheer thinking, just sheer intellectualization, you can get liberated. Like Raman Maharishi said, just go on contemplating, think, who I am, who I am. You must have heard about Nisargadatta Maharaj. Nisargadatta Maharaj was advised by his guru, Rameshwar. He told Nisargadatta Maharaj, don't think about anything. Every time you wake up, every time you do something, you tell, I am Brahman. You think you are Brahman. Anything you do, you think you are Brahman. Just by sheer thinking, every moment is Brahman. Nisargadatta Maharaj says, I achieved it. So sheer intellect, sheer presence of who you are, sheer being present to who you are, through knowledge alone, you can get liberated. So knowledge about what? Knowledge about realism. What is realism? What do you consider anything to be real? When do you consider anything as real? We are looking for reality, but what is real? We also use the word, what is the truth? What is the adhisthana? What is something which is absolute? That is what is knowledge. That is what knowledge about means, knowledge about realism. So what is realism? Realism means that which cannot further be negated or divided. You can't negate it. Beyond it, there is nothing. So it is ultimate. It is not only ultimate, it is also immediate. You cannot divide it further. You cannot divide it into concepts. It is a fundamental basis. What existed, what is existing, and what is going to exist further is what is real. But what is happening in our life? Everything is changing. Our body changes, our mentality changes, our status in life changes, our ability to experience pleasure and pain changes. But is there something which we can be a liberated state wherein nothing ever changes? Only you remain. Samkhya means dualistic realism. We have concepts like monism, monotheism, Advaita, Dvaita, Vishishta Advaita. No, different. It talks about reality in different frameworks. Samkhya means dualistic realism. Dualistic means what? Dualistic means two reals. That means what is real, according to Samkhya, is two things, two concepts. What are they? Meaning, ultimately, two realities will remain. The two are Prakriti, which is also called as matter principle, or the non-conscious principle. We will explore this a little more at later stage. It's so beautiful how one Prakriti creates so many things, the purpose of which is so vast. At the same time, it is a non-conscious principle. Matter. Your body is a non-conscious principle. Your table is a non-conscious principle. So, all non-conscious principle is explained by Prakriti. The second concept is, second reality is Purusha, which is called as spirit, self, Atman, or the consciousness. Friends, you may just watch yourself. There is somebody conscious inside you, isn't it? You may have the body, you may be very close, you may be sitting somewhere, you may be watching something, but there is some sense of I-ness, which has a certain consciousness. This is who I am. This is what I am, which constantly is giving company to you, which has not changed. But when you try to grasp it, it runs away. When you try to hold it, it is not really real for you. It is something slipping away. So that is the conscious principle. In Samkhya, we will look at how we can really get it very concrete in our lives, this conscious principle. So Samkhya deals with how the matter universe was created, how there is a Purusha, who is that consciousness. One is the unconscious aspect, the other is the conscious aspect. And in this conscious aspect, we are all there. All life forms are aspects of Purusha. You will see that later, even an ant has also Purusha. It has consciousness. Like we have a consciousness, the ant also has a consciousness. And in Yoga Sutras, you see that great awareness, it maps itself to that small ant, and it calls itself as an ant. And that is the conscious principle of an ant. And the same awareness, the same consciousness principle is there in my body as myself, expressing it as whoever I am. So it is a conscious principle. You can also call it as the life principle. Okay. So it explains the world including us. That is self as well as matter. It explains self. Self, the conscious self, plus matter. What the universe is composed of. What our body is composed of. Also, there are as many selves like we are many. Samkhya tells, this is the beauty of Samkhya. Samkhya tells each person sitting here is a Purusha, is a soul. It's an independent soul which will remain independent forever and ever for eternity. Each one is an individual. You will not be destroyed. One thing, you don't know yourself, that's all. You are not able to look into the mirror and say, oh, this is me. No. But you are in a delusion now. You are identified with your body, you are identified with your mind, emotions, your attachments to the world, your evaluations from the world, you are attached to that, and you are put together a world called as you. But deep inside, you are an immanent, indestructible soul you are. And Sankhya tells each one is a separate soul. It differs from Advaita. where Advaita says everything is Brahman. We'll come to that point, beautiful point. Everything is Brahman. There is no another reality. But Sankhya tells there are two realities. One is Purusha and now the other is you. One is Prakriti and the other is Purusha. Each one is a self and an independent self. An ant has a self which is independent. With evolution, one day it will become a man. So I'm just putting a little more additional aspect to what is an independent self. So Sankhya, so we are closing in on, we have just covered some fundamentals. We are slowly closing on some very vital aspect of Sankhya. Sankhya means cause and effect relationship. It's a cause and effect relationship. That means what you see has a cause. And what is a cause has a certain definite effect. We are effect as well as cause of other children. Just an example, I'm putting it across here. I am the effect, the cause is my father. So I am the cause for my son. My son is the effect. So like that the chain goes on. So extending this, we are going to say there is an ultimate cause. What is the ultimate cause? The fundamental cause, not the apparent cause. What is the fundamental cause? How is that I can be an effect as well as a cause? What is the fundamental principle on which I am built so that I can create as well as created by somebody? This is one aspect of Samkhya. What is the ultimate cause? The cause and effect theory must explain all manifestations. Friends, the test of a philosophy is if you show up an manifestation or a created product, it must be able to explain how it came into manifestation. What is the cause that caused this effect? What is the primary condition or the potential that must exist for this potential effect to happen, for this effect to happen, the manifestation to happen? So if I show you this small object, okay, I'm just holding a comb. This is the effect, but it must have a cause. Where did it come from? So we are extending this question to what causes manifestation. The cause and effect theory must explain all manifestation. So we'll come to the first basic thing. We propose Satkaryavad. Satkaryavad is a method. It is a principle that is adopted in Samkhya to explain the cause and effect. What is Satkaryavad? Satkaryavad, now I want you to give your attention, complete attention here, as I explain to you what is Satkaryavad. Satkaryavad is a theory of causation. What it says, effect implicitly pre-exists in the cause. Samkhya tells to Satkaryavad, whatever is the effect, it was there latent in the cause itself. It is not something new. It was already existence as a condition. Simple example I give you. You see a huge tree. Where was the tree? In a seed. But somebody showed you the seed and said, this is what is the tree. You say, fool. Don't tell me it's a tree. Satkaryavad says the tree was already existing inside the seed as a potential. It gets manifested. So this is Satkaryavad. Effect already existed in the cause. So Satkaryavad, what is the expansion? What is the definition of Satkaryavad? Sat means exist. Whatever has a physical existence, it exists in time, in distance, time, and form. Sat is existence. Karya means effects. Vad is theory. That is, effect exists theory. That is, effect exists in the cause. Effect already exists. That means, whatever I to be born as who I am, the effect was already existing in a prior cause. I want you to postulate, go further and think. Whatever has happened as an effect today had a cause. So that is looking at the past. Now look at another aspect of it, a positive aspect of it. Whatever I want to manifest in life is already manifested, and that cause is inside you. That is where a Brahma Rishi comes. He can create the effect that you want, because the cause of that is inside him. He has control over the entire system that can create. So what means theory or philosophy? So Satkaryavad. So basically, to reiterate, Satkaryavad says effect already existed in the cause. Effect existed latent in the cause, or is latent in the cause. The potential of effect was already in the cause. So that is Satkaryavad. You can extend this argument to anything. You can, it is like some, especially physicists, what they say, they get a concept, there's something happening which I'm not able to explain by the data I have. So there must be something missing in the cause. So that's how from effect, they look into the cause. They see the effect, how it is possible it could be in the cause that we have postulated. That is how, Higgs boson particles. Higgs boson particles, it was postulated earlier that they exist. When an atom is broken, it gives rise to those boson particles. It was just a theory, because somewhere in the effect something was missing, or something else came out, which in the effect which the scientists saw must have a cause. And then in the recent experiment in CERN, these boson particles came. That means the scientists were able to postulate, studying the effect, there is a cause. Effects existed in the cause. So you have an ailment right now in your body. It had a cause. Somewhere in the past, it had a cause. Otherwise, the effect is not possible. The other thing you should look at is, what effect are you going to bring about? And what cause you are holding now, which is a potential, which can sprout, which can burst into an effect later. That is also Satkaryavad. So potentiality of effect existed in the cause. This is what is Satkaryavad. So if you have to state it as a statement, this is from the Yoga Sutras. The doctrine of Satkaryavada states that the karya or effect is sat or existent even before the causal operation to produce the effect was launched. So you can read it again. The doctrine of Satkaryavada states that the karya or effect is sat or existent even before the causal operation to produce the effect was launched. Let us look at some simple examples, so that we'll get an understanding of it. So Satkaryavad, extending to this, the Samkhya, Satkaryavad has two theories. One is called as Parinamavad and Brahma Vivartavad. What is Parinamavad? The other is also called as Satkaryavad or Arambhavad. We will not touch upon this, but later I will make a mention of what it is. So what is so Parinamavad means Parinama. Parinama means effect. Parinamavad. So we look at, as we said earlier, Samkhya has got two causes: Prakriti, which causes matter, and Purusha, which is spirit. Everything comes from Prakriti. It's called as Prakriti Parinamavad. That means every matter comes from Prakriti. Now, what is Brahma Vivartavad? See, in Parinamavad, it's a transformation. That means there's a cause that comes into an effect. And what is the world is an effect, and what is the cause? Samkhya says it is because of Prakriti. And the other aspect is Purusha. So we look at Parinamavad, cause into effect, milk into curd. Can you get petrol from milk? No. You can only get curd, because only curd existed as an effect in milk. So milk cannot give petroleum. It cannot give petrol. But if you can take crude oil, you see petrol. Petrol existed in crude oil. The cause is crude oil. So you see that a certain effect can happen in a certain cause. Okay, we'll come to this. A certain effect can come from a certain cause. Like curd can come only from milk. Petrol can come only from crude oil. This is called as an efficient cost. Efficient cost. Samkhya defines it as efficient cost. What is efficient cost? You cannot get anything from everything, anything from something. Okay. An effect cannot have different causes. No, it can only have one cause. It is called as an efficient. Another example I give you. You can get oil from oil seed. Seed you can get oil. The effect is oil. The cause is in the oil seed. But can you get oil from sand? You cannot get oil from sand. So the efficient cause means, again, that Satkarya, part of Satkaryavad is an effect is as an efficient cause. Only an efficient cause can produce an efficient parallel effect. It cannot cause anything else. So Satkaryavad is also called Brahma Vivartavad. See, like in Samkhya, everything is taken back to Prakriti and Purusha. You look at a laptop, you can explain it through Prakriti. Okay, it is matter. How it is put together, Prakriti will explain. It explains on different other concepts about what a laptop is. And what is the difference between Brahma Vivartavad and Shankara and Samkhya? Samkhya accepts effect as real, like computer, laptop is real. But Shankara says, no, ultimate is Brahman. Only thing is, the laptop is an illusion. It is an effect, it's an illusion. It appears as an illusion. So, Brahma Vivartavad is, it says everything is an appearance. And they give a beautiful example of the rope and the snake. When it is slightly dark, when you are in delusional, the rope looks like a snake. But once you are out of delusion, you see that it is not a snake, but it's a rope. Friends, the only difference is the standpoint of watching or observing a thing. If you go a little black as the ultimate source, you get into Brahma Vivartavad. But if you stop at a distance and look at the effects as real, your body is real. If somebody pinches, the pain. So that is what Samkhya says. Samkhya, this effect is real. It is real. But ultimately, when you go deeper into it, when you realize that it may be Brahman. But right now, I experience pain. Samkhya is an extremely practical philosophy. We will come to see later how it deals with sufferings. Okay. So effect, Samkhya accepts effect. Whereas Brahma Vivartavada Shankara says, whatever effect you see is only an appearance. It is a Maya essence. Like Krishna tells about Maya. I created this world from my Maya. In Samkhya, the same Maya, parallel to Maya is Prakriti. Prakriti and Maya are the same concept. The Sankhyan Prakriti is the same as the Maya of the Vedantics. So what is an appearance of Brahman? Brahman is the ultimate. The rest is illusion. I just brought it here just to give a slight deviation in the understanding of Satkarya. The standpoint is the same. Okay, both of them acknowledge effects, but to what extent they are real, they differ. Sankhya tells effect is real. It is matter. You experience it. But Vedanta says that is okay, you experience it, but that is not the ultimate. There is something beyond it. Everything comes from Brahman. So Vedanta say everything comes from Brahman. But Sankhya say everything comes from Prakriti and Purusha. Sankhya, effect is real. Vedanta, appearance. So that's what is called as Vivarta. Friends, you may not be able to actually, getting it right. You are in a good place, right place. Don't bother about getting it right. Don't bother about whether you're getting it correctly. Whatever gels in you, just accept it. Every knowledge takes some soaking time. There is some time in which, it soaks into you. It gets into you. Until then, you have to dwell on it. The more you dwell on it, the more you enjoy it, the more you get it, and the more it starts unfolding itself. So right now, don't try to get everything. And we will revise it a little later also. Again, we'll go through the same ranting again and again, so that new questions arise in your mind. And when we answer your questions, this science becomes personalized. Okay? So I hope you got what is Satkaryavad. Simply stated, effect has a latent cause. Effect did not come out of nothing. It did not come out of the blue. There is a cause. There is a cause for everything. Every effect has a cause. Every effect is a latent in the cause. So Nyaya philosophy, everything is new. Okay, I will not touch upon it little, otherwise you may get confused. I'll just mention it. Nyaya says, no cause, nothing. When a thing is created, it is new. Cause is destroyed. No question of cause. Everything is new, 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 new. It is more close to Buddhist concept of momentariness. Everything is created in this moment. There is no cause, nothing. That is why Buddha even denied the Vedas, because he said no, everything is immediate. No. So another example, pot is in the mud. What is the effect? The cause is mud. So according to Satkaryavad, the pot pre-existed in the mud. Pot pre-existed in the mud. Now there's a caveat here. All muds cannot create pots. My friend Guru Vital will know that. Only a mud which has got sufficient clay in it can be molded into a pot. Granular soils cannot be made into a pot. Sandy soils cannot be made into a pot. So the efficient cause is the mud. The quality of the mud is the efficient cause, which will have the latent cause of the latent effect of the pot. So pot was inside the mud. The mud is the essential cause, efficient cause of pot. Now we are looking at only the cause and effect, not the physical existence of the effect. No, there's no pot inside the mud, but the potential of the pot is inside the mud. Okay, so we are looking at concept, at the level of concept, theory, how an effect can be is resulted. An effect is present latent in the cause. Table is implicit in the wood. Again, the same example, similar to the pot in the mud. All wood cannot be made into table. So that particular wood has implicitly a table inside. It can be a cause. That wood can be a cause of the table. Okay. Now, why Satkaryavad is proposed, you will come to know later. It looks like now we are driving this too much. But why Satkaryavad? It is one of the foundation principles on which you can understand Samkhya. Oil is in the seed. I gave the example earlier. So not sand. So it is efficient. So particular effect from particular cause. Particular effect from particular cause. That means you want to become a rich man. You want to make money. Begging will not make you a rich man. So the effective cause will not be begging. You have to do something else. What can cause richness in your life? You have to find that cause and go behind it. Okay. So particular effect from particular cause. If you want to have good health, you have to find the particular cause which will cause it. That is Satkaryavad. Otherwise, it becomes like samvad. That means you want to get something and you do anything and you want it. It doesn't work that way. A particular effect can be given only by a particular cause. So we come to the point here. Prakriti is the root cause of creation, of manifestation of the universe. So Samkhya uses Satkaryavad that whatever is the effect outside, Prakriti is the cause. There's nothing else. They say it's Mula Prakriti. Mula Prakriti means what? There is Prakriti or Mula Prakriti itself is not an effect. It is the cause. That is the primary cause. That is why Prakriti is called as Pradhana. There is nothing beyond it. It is not an effect. So Prakriti is the root cause. Potentially capable of causing. It is the fundamental principles. The primary principle. The Pradhana is create the entire world. So stop at Prakriti. Prakriti will explain all. We have to stop at Prakriti. See, your mind is such a monkey. If I say B was caused by A, then it will ask who caused A. Then it will go infinite question. There is no end. Sankhya tells, Are Baba, stop. Stop at Prakriti. Stop at Mul Prakriti. Over. Don't go beyond that. If you go beyond that, please take another path. Don't come to Sankhya. So accept Sankhya that Prakriti is the root cause. Prakriti is the root cause. And Kapila Muni further goes to explain why Prakriti is the root cause. That is Satkaryavad. He explains the effect with the aspects of Prakriti. He sees the cause in Prakriti. Effect is reflected in the cause. To stop at Prakriti, Prakriti will explain all. That is Pradhana, nothing done. So we look at proofs of Prakriti. So we have come to the concluding aspect of Prakriti. Okay. Now we will test Satkaryavad, and we'll see Satkaryavad in every statement. What does it say? Number one. Okay. There should be a cause, and anything that is finite cannot be a cause. The first statement says everything has a cause. The thing I hold in my hand has got a cause. This mobile. This is a finite thing. This cannot be a cause of another thing. It is that anything that is finite is the end result. That cannot be a cause of anything. That means somewhere the effect has to stop. There should be a cause of the universe, and anything that is finite cannot be a cause. Because you have to go back to Mula Prakriti. That is the primary cause. There must be a common source composed of gunas from which the world arises. Now, what is gunas? I don't know if most people have come across this word called as guna. It's characteristics. It's a quality. Why Samkhya proposes this is any effect that you take, any effect, anything that is around you, a laptop or a mobile or your own body or anything that you have is composed of three gunas: sattva, rajas, and tamas. We will explore these three concepts a little later. So what it says is, because everything outside in the world that is manifested has these three qualities of gunas. That means Prakriti must be of these three gunas. So this is the proof then. Effects have a potent cause. They evolve out of implicit hidden cause. Everything effect has a potent cause. Like I was mentioning to you about an efficient cause, that is a potent cause. Any cause cannot bring about any effect. It can only bring about the effect that is potent in the cause itself. Okay. All effects are limited, so they cannot be their own cause. What it says is effects have a limit. And beyond that, they cease to evolve. Say in Samkhya, there are two things. One is produced. That is the end. The other thing is they are produced and they can also produce further. Here, what it says is all effects, end effects, are limited, and so they cannot be their own cause. The primary cause is different. The unity of universe points to a single cause, Prakriti. So when you see these aspects of world and it gets reflected in the Prakriti, it shows that Prakriti is the cause for all the things manifested outside. Now we will explore why it is so, why the qualities that are present outside in the world, we see that as a reflection. We see the property when we look at we are just looking at how Prakriti is a cause. But when we look at what actually Prakriti is, when we define Prakriti, we will see that the cause and the effect both match. So what is Prakriti? So in the light of what we said, proof of Prakriti, we were defining Prakriti. It's a state of equilibrium of gunas. So what Samkhya states is, Prakriti is not composed of gunas. It is gunas itself. Okay? It is gunas itself. It is like saying, see, a jewelry can have gold in it. Okay? Or copper also in it. What will pure gold have? It is not composed of gold. It is gold itself. There is nothing else. It is the essence itself. So it is wrong to say Prakriti is composed of gunas. No, Prakriti is gunas. Why Prakriti is gunas only? We will see how when we go through each and aspect of this gunas, you will understand. A state of equilibrium of gunas. What is Prakriti? It is a state of equilibrium of gunas. What is Sattva? A basic definition we are giving here. It is purity, fineness, subtlety. You can add brilliance, buoyance, intelligence. Okay. So that is Sattva. What is Rajas? Rajas is action, restless, passion. You can call energy, agitation, violence. So that is Rajas. What is Tamas? Ignorance, dullness, inertia, staticity. Okay, all that is referred to as tamas. Friends, you will see that in any aspect, any manifested aspect of the world, you will see these three gunas from the material objective point of view as well as the subjective point. Subjectively, even whatever thoughts we think, the emotions we think, they can be categorized in these three categories. Even materials, you can categorize them into these three categories. So let me repeat here again. It's an equilibrium of gunas. Equilibrium means what? Sattva is equal to rajas is equal to tamas. That is prakriti. Mool prakriti. To be specific, mool prakriti. The primordial source, the pradhanam, in its standalone state, it has these three gunas equal. So gunas categorize people, material. Each person, we can undergo sattvic, rajasic, and tamasic. See, early morning when we get up, we feel little sattvic. We feel liberated, lightened. We feel positive about it. We do puja, we do meditation. Okay, early morning, we are rested well. Morning, the moment you come to 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, you have to get ready to your office. All those business pressures, everything starts. Then rajas starts. Okay, but till the end of the evening, you are all in a different state of agitation. From peak, it comes down. By the time evening, you want to rest. You want to let go. Okay, you want to sleep. That is tamas. So prakriti, it categorizes people. Material also. In material also, if you see some material acids you take, they're very volatile. They're extremely costly. They can harm you. You can call it as a rajas. Some material like iron, steel, and all, you see, they're very inert. You have to heat them up to work them up. So you can call it as tamasic. There are some other metals, which are buoyant, which are very active, like mercury and all. You can call it as sattvic. See, we can categorize it. We can categorize each material. And also, when we consume, also the result that it creates in our body, based on that, also we can categorize material. So prakriti is not different from gunas. It is not made up of gunas. Prakriti is the gunas. Okay. So let us never make this mistake of saying that it is composed. No, prakriti is not a container inside which gunas are placed. No, prakriti is guna itself. It is guna itself. For the sake of understanding and manifestation, we are creating these three types. Okay, to explain manifestation. So vikriti means creation, effect. Okay, all things have a composition of gunas. Pen, laptop, paper. Everything is, you can categorize it. This is another important aspect. We touched upon three gunas, and gunas don't exist in isolation. They only in Mula Prakriti. Only in Mula Prakriti. Sattva is equal to Rajas is equal to Tamas. In that equilibrium, they are not mixed up. But moment there is manifestation, gunas don't exist in isolation. What does it mean? Anything you take, any object you take, any subjective experience you take, there will always be a composition of Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. You get up early in the morning, you may be 75% Sattva, 15% Rajas, and 10% still Tamas. You want to go back to bed. So all the three gunas will exist, and no guna will exist in isolation. You cannot say, well, somebody is 100% Tamas. You cannot say any object is composed of only Rajasic material or Tamasic material. Even wood, ultimately it burns into ashes. It has its own Rajas, it has its own Tamas, it has its own Sattva effect. They are intertwined. This is the beauty aspect of gunas. They intertwine. See, the word used here is intertwined. That means they're kind of twisted into each other. They don't dissolve into each other. They don't compose itself into a different material like that. They are intertwined. Though they exist separately, they don't exist in isolation, but they exist in intertwined. They are twisted together. Because of this twisting only our life gets twisted. They are like rope. Even ladies wear this hair, they weave that. The three, you weave one over the other. It is like that. It forms like a rope. It binds itself together. It binds even the person who is holding it. It binds even the person who possesses it. So they're like rope. A guna is like a rope. It binds us. So you have Karika 13 that explains the gunas. I'm just mentioning it here in case some of you want to refer back to which Karika explains the gunas. It is the 13th Karika which explains the gunas. So what it says about the three attributes, it says sattva attribute is buoyant and illuminate. The quality of sattva, something it is buoyant. It doesn't stay in one place. It is illuminated. Wherever sattva is, it illuminates. It coruscates. It sparkles. It is buoyant, energetic. Rajas attribute is exciting and mobile. Excitement, agitation, movement. Everything is rajas. Tamas attribute is sluggish and obscuring. Obscuring is what we call as avaran. It obscures. It doesn't show anything in full light. It tries to hide something. It is sluggish. It's slow. It later like to take its own time. It has a certain heaviness. That is the attribute of tamas. Their functioning is for a single purpose, like that of a lamp. See, the beauty of these three gunas is they have a single purpose. They don't fight with each other. Something may be dominant, but they will cooperate with each other. That is how manifestation comes into effect. Now, the example is given of a lamp here. Why a lamp? See, sattva is the flame, rajas is oil, and tamas is the wick. Without any one of them, the concept of a lamp, the existence of a lamp is not there. It has to have a wick, that is tamas, rajas, you need oil, and the flame. You have to light it, and only then there can be a lamp. So rajas, all the three gunas work in unison. One may dominate the other, but you cannot separate one from the other. Simple example to give you an example of manifestation. Mirror has a quality of reflection. It is called sattva. The mirror, the quality of mirror is it reflects. It does not obscure your face. It does not show you like a monkey or a donkey. It shows your exact face. It is reflection. The quality of reflection is sattva. Here you have a good friend who tells you in a nice way who you really are. You don't mistake me. This is who you are. You better change yourself. He's reflecting you. That is a quality of sattva. You will always love friends like that. So that is the quality of sattva. Reflection. When something gets reflected as it is, that is the quality of sattva. Later in Samkhya Sutras, we will come to this beautiful aspect of sattva, how the buddhi reflects consciousness. When buddhi reflects purusha, that is the moment of liberation. And how it happens to the sattva element. Okay? So sattva, an example is a reflection. So let us explore the gunas a little more. Now, why I'm spending a little extra time on gunas is, you get this three concepts of gunas, you get Samkhya. If you mess up with these three gunas, you don't get the Samkhya fully. Okay, we'll explore a little more and more of this gunas so that we understand Prakriti more intricately. What is sattva? Sattva means real or existing. Sat, real. Okay. It is also called as goodness. It produces joy. It is light, lagu, bright, prakasham, buoyant. It's called as ishtam. Now, why this? See, many times in our life, when we do a good thing, we have done a good act, we feel something good inside us. No? There's a feeling, that goodness, that is the quality of sattva. When you are joyous, that means you have the quality of sattva in that moment. Again, the warning is, gunas can change. Gunas will change immediately. What is joy? It is light, bright, prakashati, buoyant. The color is white. So each of these gunas are given a color. In case of sattva, it is given the color white. So we are just look at the qualities that if you find this in any material, you can categorize or classify them as sattva. So what is rajas? Rajas is active in itself. You see, we will look at it a little later also. Sattva in itself doesn't have any movement. Tamas in itself does not have any movement. If manifestation has to happen, there has to be rajas. In fact, the first click or the initiation of manifestation happens with rajas. We'll come to how actually Mula Prakriti is actuated. The womb is actuated so that manifestation comes out. You'll see that rajas is one of the reasons. Without rajas, nothing can ever manifest in life. Rajas is extremely, extremely important. It stimulates others into action. What does it mean? It stimulates rajas, sattva to act. It stimulates tamas to act. It brings together both tamas and rajas together in different compositions. And if rajas is missing, it is not possible. So rajas stimulates other gunas into action. Foulness. Rajas, why it is attributed to foulness? Because rajas doesn't have the quality of goodness or the laid backness of tamas, but it always irritates. It creates confusion. It creates aggression. It changes the status quo. Okay. So it's called as foulness. Most destructive tendencies are caused by rajas. It is not caused by tamas, nor is it caused by rajas. A drunkard can be bad for his family, but he will never Bombay City. A drunkard only needs to drink daily. So tamasic people, they may be lazy, but they will not go out and kill people. Sattvic people, they will be serving society in their own way. It is the middle people, rajasic people, ambitious people, politicians. They are the ones who bomb cities. They are the ones who create conflicts. That is why the attribute of rajas, the negative aspect of rajas is called as foulness. It is a principle of motion. Without rajas, there cannot be movement. Rajas is essential, is an essential aspect of motion. Restless activity, feverish effect. If you want to identify yourself over the day, what part of the day you are sick, what part of the day you are tamasic or sattvic, you can use this aspect. You have been restless activity, feverish effect, restlessness. You are not specific about doing this much, but you are restless. Oh, is this enough? Or is it less or more? Could I have done better? There's a different way of looking at it from the sattvic angle. But when you look at rajasic angle, you are moving there sometimes in circles. That restlessness, feverish effect, like the last over of World Cup should have seen, feverish, restless. But ultimately, a little sattva came in, and we won the match. So stimulating, it is a stimulant. It stimulates sattva, which can be dormant. It can stimulate tamas, which is sleepy. So it is stimulating. It's also called as upastambhaka. Chala, mobile. It makes things mobile. These are the qualities of, and the color attributed to rajas is red. What is tamas? So with this, we will, after going to tamas, we'll stop. Let's take some questions so that I can prepare my tomorrow's session, so that I will elaborate more on your questions. So what is tamas? Opposite of sattva. Sattva is buoyant. It is illuminating. It is kind of enterprising, but it's just the opposite. It is dark. It is very sluggish. It means darkness. Tamas is darkness. Again, don't think darkness is bad. Darkness is beautiful. In fact, you can sleep well only when it is dark. When your body produces melatonin. Melatonin gets secreted only when there is darkness. So tamas is useful. It's not bad. It is the principle of inertia. What is inertia? Staying where you are, doing whatever you are doing, and producing the same result as whatever you are producing. That is called inertia. Tamas. If you are not growing in your life in any aspect, that means tamas has taken over. Produces apathy and indifference. Apathy is you don't find any interest in anything. Indifference, anything good, exciting happening, you have the same reaction to it. Ignorance, sloth. Sloth is slow. Confusion, bewilderment, passivity, negative. So these are all the attributes of tamas. Opposite of rajas as arresting activity. Now we look at how tamas is opposite of sattva. Opposite of rajas is it arrests activity. If rajas is the accelerator, tamas is like the brake. It stops activity. Gurutva, heavy. one of the very important aspects of tamas is gurutva, gravity. Friends, if there is no gravity, you cannot stand on earth. Because the earth gives a certain amount of gravity, tamas. Gravity is tamas. You are able to stand on earth. Otherwise, you'll be flying all over the place. It gives you a certain centeredness. It gives you a certain solidness. And that is tamas. Avaranaka, enveloping, covers reality. Avaranaka means, it is a state wherein you are not in full access to what is happening. That is avaranaka. Even as we go through Samkhya, there is avaranaka. You are not getting the full concept of what is being told. That is avaranaka. That means something is hidden. It's a delusion. It's a kind of veil. It veils truth. That is called tamas. The color is dark. Okay, look at. So we're looking at interdependence of gunas. I think we will stop here.
Thank you so much for giving us a very detailed understanding of Samkhya. I'm sure it will take some time for the participants to absorb. Will it be possible to share the slides with them? So if they want to go through it, they can go through it.
Yeah. I think after the fourth day, I'll share all the stuff.
Okay. Yeah, and in the meanwhile, we have committed that since we're doing a recording, we'll be sharing the recording also. So if they want to listen to the whole thing again, they can go through it again. Yeah.
Okay.
So right, everybody, thank you so much. Good night to all of you, and see you tomorrow at 7:30. And we will try to finish tomorrow's session by 8:30 or so. Today's got a bit extended. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It was a very nice session.
Very nice session, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.